Lubop off Flight of the Cosmic Hippo by Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. One of my favorite albums of all time. Good album, great album. If you look at the cover art for it, you definitely get graphic design is my passion vibes, though. I'll be up front. We're having a bit of a thunderstorm over here, so if the power cuts or anything like that, you know, you've got an excuse as for what happens, and maybe y'all can just play off stream for the rest of the evening. Outside of that, I've got a bag of dried cherry, so I am good. No hunger pangs are going to slow this train down, not like last week. Both gamers are in the room and ready to play the game. So without further ado, let's rock.
Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride, ever feel your desire. One day I noticed that my life.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
I wasn't muted, I was focused on something else. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Tilionvevfet taking the aggressive start. Good 6P though. Emoscoobydoo looking to push things towards the center. Ooh, little drop on the sultry performance there. Ooh, goes over the 2S. It's a great little poke from Eno. Catching the jump out attempts, Tilionvevfet, just going for it. Why not 3 times? Ooh, goes for the 2S. It's a terrific round start option. You know, good poke, great round start. What doesn't that button do? Both very nice use of the chemical love to keep the corner, build that meter. And really, this is... Ooh! This is, typical of the Eno matchup. If somebody doesn't want to interact with this character, you know, they're gonna get stuck in the corner. I really like that kind of jousting in normal. The air stun edge from Tilionvevfet, Emoscoobydoo making good use of the stroke the big tree to kind of reposition underneath it. It can be difficult to move underneath the stun edges. Now the Eno mix begins. Tilionvevfet blocking. There you go, you gotta fight back at some point, and now it's Emoscoobydoo's turn in the corner. Things are looking dire. Tilionvevfet with a whole bunch of meter. I don't know how long... Ooh, before I could even finish my sentence, that's how long. Tilionvevfet chalks up 1. Not begin to tell you how warm it is in this room right now. The Virginia summer has already pulled around. Either that or I'm perspiring looking at all this pressure that's happening on screen. Thinking about how the next round's gonna play out. Are we gonna see 2S again? No. Emoscoobydoo jumping back. Takes a slightly more passive wait-and-see approach. Tilionvevfet, high player they are, running in for the throw. Good check with the 6P. Tilionvevfet with no burst. It's looking dicey. Ooh! Good eye out for the chemical love in the air to go under. Emoscoobydoo making great use of meter to get the hard knockdown. This surely will be in Emoscoobydoo's favor. Even in Dragon Install? Alright, we're looking for the comeback here. See, even if it doesn't play out in Emoscoobydoo's favor, the more time that passes with that positive bonus, the more resources Emoscoobydoo will gain for this next round we'll be moving into shortly. One of the things you gotta consider with positive bonus, do you want to stall? Do you want to, you know, if you're on the receiving end? Waiting it out can give your opponent more resources to work with versus wasting the round, just throwing it away, walking straight into whatever's coming. Good dust. So Scooby-Doo has burst to work with, so they'll go into the 3rd round of resource advantage. No punish on the dive. It can be tricky to punish. Remember, the spacing on the Foudre arcs that have been working so well for Tilionvevfet has to be good, or else you'll go over your target. Tilionvevfet has the corner. And the mix that Kai brings to the table is less potent than Ino's, but it charged us. Tilionvevfet sending a message. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing a meaty reversal if you really, really want to call someone out and do the psychological damage, but... we saw in the first round was, real spooky. You know, maybe if you think your opponent's gonna do a reversal, do one of your own. Tilionvevfet has the set in their grasp. And really, that big, long-range 10-frame far slash is kind of key in these neutral situations. Ino has tools to maneuver around it, but if you get too predictable with it, well, that's Ino's ticket to win. Play normal, though, with Ino scared. Kai's far slash will rule the day. It's one of the best mid-range pokes in the game. Just goes under it, though, at 2S. Doesn't hit low, does low profile, though. Good check. Gotta check against Ino's offense. I really like that. Asserting yourself after getting thrown off and then not doing anything. Waiting for the opponent to try and do something risky. Good way to bait a reversal. Emoscoobydoo has a route for me. Soon to have the corner. Back to the, there we go, double jump and back jump out of the way to get away from the Foudre arcs that have been so tricky throughout this set. Opting for the break. What we do, will we see hover? There we go, just hover pressure. Keep it simple. Oh, Scooby-Doo chalks up around. Yeah, I'm glad you have, we have BT in the chat there, another Ino player, commenting on how it's a very unique frame kill for the wall slump. You normally do see the hover dash, JH, JH, or some kind of movement, but I really like the opportunity Emoscoobydoo is taking to build just that little extra bit of meter by using the drifting chemical love. I'm not sure what the difference is. I would have to see how much meter dashing forward and JHing gives versus chemical love. Ooh, calls out the stroke with a 2H. And the Scooby-Doo with a 2H of their own. It's very disjointed. It's a terrific keep-out tool. Finds the spacing with the Sun Dipper. Tilionvevfet will have, no, a little drop. And this is a rough situation to be in. Hope that 6P. Tilionvevfet just fighting for their life now. Hitting buttons. Hitting confirms that don't quite pick up. Listen, I've been saying for a while that every single one of Kai's H buttons is a bigot button, along with their 6P. Scooby-Doo. Just check with the 5P. Tilionvevfet on set point there. Emoscoobydoo. Not quite to halfway to a comeback in this set. Finds the 2H to catch the 6H to catch the backdash, excuse me. It's a big, slow, long-range button. An interesting one. Big and active. Good reversal. This will get Emoscoobydoo out of the corner with a little cross-up action there. Jesus, that is a comment. Emoscoobydoo has the corner, halfway to victory with a round and a match under their belt. Getting the hover pressure, finding the overhead to bully, and I think, yeah, that's going to close it out. Burst too late to save Tilionvevfet. 2-2 now. Take a moment to review the racket while we have a brief moment to catch our breaths. Alright, alright, alright. We have some exciting news about laundry that I won't bore you with. Now we've got a lovely match 5 situation happening on stream. Little air-to-air. Both these characters have pretty decent air-to-air buttons. Oh no! The whip throw into the throw? Tragic. Great deflect shield. Emoscoobydoo trying to get some breathing room, but it's not quite working. Again, the charge does. Tilionvevfet sending a message. Very close to set point. Has the meter go for a mix here. Keep it simple to 5D. Has the meter to confirm off that stun dipper to close things out. Tilionvevfet on set point. Emoscoobydoo has more resources to work with. Opts to take things back a little bit. There we go. Starting to apply pressure with the MLA. Just goes under the 5P. Interesting. Most 5Ps can be ducked. Tilionvevfet taken to the air. Enough to kill here. What will Tilionvevfet do? Surely not spend burst at this time. Hold it out. It's not like, okay, that's huge. Oh no, Tilionvevfet wants to win. Or maybe the Dragon Stall is just an expression of confidence after taking Emoscoobydoo's burst. This is a dangerous situation to be in for double Luigi. Emoscoobydoo pressing forward without fear, repositioning to avoid the Hooter arc. Great check. Emoscoobydoo has been really good at checking. Gets a cross up, and now has the corner. This is real spooky. Little hesitation from Emoscoobydoo there. No resources. Emoscoobydoo with a little wild assault on deck, but Tilionvevfet has a huge counter hit. Run a throw. Here's the Oki. Great use of deflect again. Emoscoobydoo is so key with that, but Tilionvevfet builds enough meter to close things out. 3-2. Terrific little round 1 match. Kick WeebCup off with. Very nice, very nice. Hey, there we go. A little bit of lightning out there, don't mind me. Okay, so. Don't know if you can hear that. There's a little bit of thunder there. I'm gonna ping our round 2 gamers. Never mind. I don't need to, it seems. We got a Bedman on screen. C-Drive loves to play a little Bedman now and then. Drax taking things to the corner nice and early. C-Drive. Very nice bait on the burst. Actually, no, I guess it's not a bait at all. JH is an automatic burst bait, kind of like how Faust Sold 2K was. Been learning the Bedman matchup lately, so I got a little more insight on this character as of late, not just rocking with Xard knowledge. This Baiken character has no weaknesses at all. Just ask Macmans, he'll agree with me. That's with the White Wild Assault nice and early. A little bit of air jousting. Good 6P, though. Remember, Bedman has a very good 6P. Good parry, though. You got a 5-frame window to check the likes of Bedman's H buttons if they go into malfunction, and Drax choosing to collect that hard knockdown with the likes of Baiken's parry. A little bit of air control from Drax. Bedman is an air... uses the Tatami to deflect the bomb head? The riot shield there? Very nice. If only Bedman had heat tackle, you know. Excuse me, I didn't hit the update button there. This is match 2. Drax, looking dominant after the last round, gets 6p. And Bedman's big, wide 6p will be a boon against the likes of Yozansen, for sure. Not necessarily because of any kind of invincibility, because the hitbox is so wide, it will surely clash with the likes of Yozansen. Finding the big I-bomb. It's the basketball, though. Very nice. Drive. Starting on the back foot, Drax finding early pressure. Not getting thrown, though, Drax. Drax kind of came out of nowhere a couple weeks ago when they entered. Not their first WeebCup, but the first one in certainly a long time. They made a pretty decent splash, being the first Viking we've seen in quite a while. Drive has the upper hand, though, managing to adjust and recover very nicely after that last match. Finding the spacing. Isn't that something? 1-1 already. A closeout. Very quick. What are you people posting in Discord? I gotta stop looking at Discord. You people are cracking me up too much. Stop making me laugh. Not while I'm commentating. Again, C-Drive, taking it a bit slower while Drax tries to get some offense started. Not sure how many of these 6Hs from C-Drive connected. It's a bit worrying for any Drax fans if they're unable to really fight their way. See, there's the 6P blocking the Yozansen I mentioned. You gotta keep in mind, and again with an... Oh, not quite enough. I thought an error was queued up there. It would have been able to finish things off, but unfortunately had to use the special move to complete the string, so damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. Reset the error if you use it. Now we're seeing the strength of Viken's air moves. Bedman has very, very good air moves with the likes of JS and JP. But I think Viken... I want to say Viken might have a slight edge if it comes down to... as long as there's no trades. Caught by the last hit, tragic. Has the install now. C-Drive looking in a good spot despite the life deficit. Just gets scooped though. Gotta be very careful around the tether. It's so plus. Both these gamers halfway to victory. And the needle is a nice little alternative to worrying about getting grabbed by Viken's parry after a string. I like that adjustment from C-Drive. Very interesting. Here's the Yozansen. Drax has enough meter to carry after that block Yozansen. C-Drive has the meter to install. Is not doing it just yet. There we go. Flips the switch. And Drax getting caught by the last couple hits of that JH. It's 6 hits, remember. Install. Gets a hard knockdown. Creates the space C-Drive needs to keep zoning. This is looking like it's going to be a little tougher than for Drax in the initial match of this set first suggested. Elfelt? Okay, didn't know Drax had an Elfelt. It's been a minute since we've seen an Elfelt in WeebCup. I know Fubio Ooh, drop by very occasionally has an Elfelt. In fact, main's Elfelt. That's my mod that I had for Elfelt, the ears. I love it. It's very nice, even though I hate this character. C-Drive at the corner already. Finds a scoop. And has a big malfunction ready to go. Gets an air throw. C-Drive controlling the skies and using the bombs very nicely. It's really a war of the resources here. C-Drive gets a material advantage with the error follow-ups and has actual tangible meter to work with as well. But Drax has access to very easy mix-up to Elfelt. Has the grenades, has the Rekkas, has that little H there. Think, even though C-Drive closed that out, is on set point, I worry about the implications of him backdashing against Elfelt's Rekka. Got a 6P early and often against this character if she's not using 5H or 6H to chain into her Rekka, and C-Drive did not represent that. I wonder if Drax will have noticed that, will take advantage of that, or whether or not C-Drive will just be able to bulldoze their way through with Deadman's big belligerent buttons and abundant resources. When I say abundant resources, I mean, look at that. We got a bomb. Corner now. Wonder, Drax cutting offense short. That's a little spooky. Gotta be careful of these shots as well. Deadman probably has the zoning advantage now with the install going. Drax finding advantage now. It's a safe jump from the looks of things. Doesn't quite close it out. 2H just a little too slow to seal the deal. And there we go. There's the 2P from C-Drive. Managing to check the Rekka before it happens. A little closeout with the spike. C-Drive 3-1. We'll be moving on to top 8. We've got our next match incoming. You directly. Home Potemkin versus Tilionvevfet. Tilionvevfet returning to the stream. Fight Home Potemkin. It's been a minute since Home Potemkin has come in. Glad to see them return. Always a privilege and a pleasure. See them online, offline. It's time. Potemkin taking the step back. Nowadays, we're so used to seeing Potemkins want to brute force their way in with Kara Potemkin Buster. Remember, we have the exclamation point PB command. I want to see it early, I want to see it often. Vevfet trying to take the offense there. Just a little 5P from Home Potemkin to check things. Great flick, the second we've seen. Wonder if that was just a drop on a Potemkin Buster there. Surely it was. Little flick. Tilionvevfet will have to think carefully about using projectiles or trying to jump away. Great grab from Home Potemkin with the Heat Knuckle. Using Mega Fist as an anti-projectile tool. Ooh, the dangers of being 2+. Potemkin Buster doesn't quite connect. And now, Tilionvevfet starting to turn things around. Big resource discrepancy, though. Good dash block to get out of the way of the likes of the Reflector. Nothing fancy, just a delayed JS. Sets up the Dragon install. Tilionvevfet catches Potemkin's falling bottom there. I wonder if Home Potemkin was trying to armor through something or there without Pot Buster. Tilionvevfet brings it back, has the burst, while Home Potemkin doesn't have as much to start with. This big, high-health grappler character surely will get the resources to work to their advantage, though. Wants to drag this out a little bit. Under Kai pressure, blocks the dust. Remember, We saw that in the previous match against Emoscoobydoo was having a little trouble with that. Andy Potemkin playing on top of things, but is under a lot of pressure right now. Okay, okay, things could turn around in an instant. Oh my gosh, things are turning around in an instant. Andy Potemkin chalking up the first W of this set, 1-0 now. Tilionvevfet back in the fray, sticking with Kai. I like the people who observed Evo Japan saying Churara whenever they lost with Sin, went swap to Kai and said, oh, figures, if you lose, get your daddy to fix things up for you. Ooh, Tilionvevfet taking advantage, has the corner right away. Using that great 5k to fish for a little bit of extra, meaty frames. Both these characters honestly have very active 5ks now that... You know, the most chaotic buffering you've ever seen, right? If you see something like that, you might think it's Potemkin Buster incoming and try to jump. I really like the psychological damage of making your inputs really obvious, though. The old Tekken technology, playing Brian, make your backdash is really obvious to make people fear the hatchet kick. Woo! Waits for the hit, for the stun, the stagger to wear off, so you don't get a combo and get the max damage from Potemkin Buster. Diabolical. Tilionvevfet has the resources to stay safe, but a grab from Potemkin. Just checks with the 5P. One of the problems of using something like, one of the problems of using something like Fuja Arc that gives you a lot of spacing is if you're up against a character like Potemkin who can just hit a 5P, a humongous 5P, is all your spacing doesn't matter. I can reach you anyway. You gotta rely on the actual numbers of the frame data. And it's working out for Potemkin. 2-0. As we move into match 3 of this round 2. You know, if you're a Potemkin player, you have to do it at some point. It's on everybody's business card. Someone was baiting a reversal or something. Again, using the big exaggerated inputs to try and send a false signal. I appreciate it. I really like... Oh, there it is! I really like the way Potemkin is just taking up space and threatening with the grab range of Potemkin Buster, not doing anything direct. You know, that's one way to call out a reversal. Potemkin on set point. Tilionvevfet with a little more burst to work with. We'll have to see what that turns into in the long run. I say it every single week I see a Potemkin on screen! The big normals are good, great anti-airs from Potemkin, and, you know, just bullying Tilionvevfet back into the corner, keeping it clean. And with that, Potemkin moving cleanly into top 8 winners side. We got news that Guts... It's been a while since we've seen Guts. It's great to see you again. Come through for WeebCup. Forgot the Wild Assault route, almost lost. So they have all but confirmed they will be moving into top 8. Yep. We'll be getting them on stream against C Drive in just a moment. And Guts and C Drive. Alright, entering the room. C Drive. Ready to go. Player one side. Guts. Yeah, you can chill in the room if you'd like. It makes it a little easier. There's a little less downtime. But if you have things to do, like if you're double bracketing or you just want to go into the lab or something, you are welcome to wait outside the room. There's Guts. C Drive, Guts, ready to go. Top 8 winners. I missed an N there, so it looks like I put top 8 whiners, but not what's happening here. Alright, we've got C Drive versus Gay Sex Legend coming up. Gold Lewis versus Happy Chaos. I'm so used to seeing Gold Lewis versus Potemkin that I just autopiloted into it. We're seeing a nice little bit of autopiloting into some BTs here. This is... Be careful hitting buttons against Gold Lewis immediately. Now, last time we saw Guts, it was Leia Whitefang. Want back to Chaos, though. T-Drive, under pressure from the gunshots. Very good at managing their resources. Has a great amount of bullets. And drifting back and forth between about 25 and 50% of their focus. Keeping things clean. Hasn't taken a single meaningful hit yet. And C Drive getting shot to death in the corner. You perfect me round 1, I'll perfect you round 2. Let's rock. It's already finding the wall break. What a 5K! Just checking the movement. Really like the positioning that Guts is getting here. Chaos really does afford you a bunch of flexibility with how you position on the screen versus something like a drone, something that's meant to assist the neutral, hold it down for you. You drive, getting the first real bit of offense going this round. Guts with the 6S to call out the backdash. Let's be real, like, Chaos's 5K is outrageous. There's not a whole lot of 6-frame 5Ks in the game, and it's got a nice little bit of range there. It's a great button. You know, it is what it is. It's in the game, so you may as well find a way to work with the parameters it gives you. Going for the big steppy. Just gotta find some way out of this corner against this big man. And they do, thanks to the roll. The roll is very spooky. There is tech to deal with the roll, with the cross-up protection that this game affords you. But in the corner like this, you can't really peel Chaos off of you. It's finding a good confirm on that whiff punish. We'll close things out. You know, that's very true. You can look at the parameters and things that the game throws at you and decide that you hate it and then still work around it as best you can. That's really the healthiest attitude to take when it comes to fighting games. And in the time it took me to say that, C-Drive has started to run away with this round. Guts will want to... Nice whip punish. Guts will want to hold on to their burst for as long as they can. We'll be spending tension, probably. Maybe we'll see a blue Wild Assault. Difficult to say. Of course, that assumes that Guts will get a chance to assert themselves, which didn't happen. I really like that delayed cancel off of 5k there. That's making great use of all the tools in the box. Not autopiloting, just creating a lot of situations that are really spooky to fight back against. And it's paying dividends. Hasn't taken a single hit of damage so far. There's the blue Wild Assault. There's the burst. D-Drive. Good shot trying to run in. Got 2-0 right now. This first winner's side top 8 match. Looking like an ultimate match coming up here. Possibly, anyway. We'll have to see how things get on. What kind of muster C-Drive can pull up to their name. Their clone. See the clone. Difficult framework to work in with the back throw incident. When the clone is out, you gotta be very careful about how you deal with it. I think that Gold Lewis's P buttons are very strong, but maybe not the best buttons to check the clone with. He's on point with these 5Ks, turning a 5K into a wall break. That point is coming up quick, unless this satellite laser, you know, Guts just goes, gets away from it, puts himself in the corner. That's a bold move, and it pays off. Point for Guts. You stick your leggy out, I'll stick my leggy out. D-Drive. After a failed throw attempt, gets 6P'd out, and oof, these trades not working out in C-Drive's favor. They have the resource. Good throw. D-Drive spots the dust attempt and fights back against it. Will close things out with just a big BT for a wall break. D-Drive's chance to turn this around starts now. Guts still on set point. Has the burst advantage, though. Spends a blue Wild Assault. Keeps the pressure going. Look at Guts' bullets. Only one left. Now down to 2. Look at these whip punishes. Guts just using movement to their advantage. Outer bullets, though. Opts for the super to reload it. Won't kill. Even a drop. You know, you gotta wonder about whether a drop is worth it at this point, but Guts under a lot of pressure at this point. No resources. Lots of tangible assets to their name, but no meter. Has the blue Wild Assault. Now has burst. D-Drive. Off to drop the laser. This is big. Just goes for the empty jump throw. Very nice. Haven't seen that represented at all. I really like that option. D-Drive. Staying alive. Listen, you don't gotta feel that way about doing that, you know, Scooby-Doo. When I was in the Exard days, I had a Bedman button all the time. A long time ago, around when I started the game, and then I swapped the Raven. So, you know, I had that to deal with for a while. Life is looking pretty even. Resources also looking good for both players. But Guts has the hyper-focus going. I really like what Guts has managed to force C-Drive to do. Forced to play footsies against this character. in a situation where Guts has the advantage. Chaos has buttons like 5K, 2K, 2S to control what's going on. Think it's not gonna... Ooh, did connect? Jeez! That's a wide hitbox on that super. That's right. Super Flash makes you lose cross-up protection. I forgot. I don't think that's quite what happened, but, you know, that may be something to tuck in your pocket, mix up characters. What an overhead. I missed the start of the Drift RC. Appreciate you informing me of that. And now with Clone, it's gonna be real spooky getting through this, man. Let's get plenty of time for Guts to run up. Good back throw, though. Oh, we love stare downs. We love seeing stare downs in this game. Guts again, set point. P-Drive only needs a round to turn things around. Turn it to a 2-2 situation. Guts. Not opting for any kind of slump. I'm not quite sure if the slump was an option there. Baits the burst. Oh, this is looking dire for C-Drive. Out of resources, out of time. Guts holding all the cards. Full stick of concentration. 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves. Goes for the RC cross-up. Gets a perfect on the board. Guts impressively moving on. It's all for nothing. C-Drive will have another chance hanging out in the loser's side of the bracket to face the winner of the Hobo Ninja versus Emoscoobydoo. Emoscoobydoo is in losers round 2 in top 8. So, it's Hobo Ninja. We have yet to see the results of Fat Cat Teddy versus Stinky Steve. The winner of that will play Tilionvevfet in just a moment. Let's focus on winner side top 8. Home Depot Potemkin already queued up and ready to wreak some havoc on player 1 side. Or wait, no. Hang on a minute. Yeah, player 1 side. Got a little confused. I believe I mixed up whose avatar was whose for a moment there. The Venom theme, you'll have to hear it. Deep Potemkin does indeed take the first action. Big 5P, perhaps looking to catch a jump back. Getting that Oki into the hover mix going. Deep Potemkin making great use of their tools to fight back. The burst, then the armor, then more armor. Closer to the corner again. Like I said in the last matchup Home Depot Potemkin was in, Bar Slash, a great move to just bully your way out of the corner. Woo! The 6P falls short. I really like that hover dashing. It's kind of a risk though now that I think about it. Hover dashing does keep you safe from a throw after a hammerfall break, but it's scooped. The RC backdash is a strong tool. Great to see BT representing it. Thunder is real close. Let's focus on the match here. BT has the corner. Potemkin mixing a great variety of blocking options, jumps and backdashes. It's BT in the corner after a back throw. Heavenly Potemkin Buster. Oof. BT exploded. You know, that's what playing low health characters can do to you in this game. So BT's up against it. We have a... There's a high robbery factor, I want to say. I feel like it's always been the case with this character, but it's even more pronounced with the health changes and the health discrepancy between these two characters. Nice backdash. Gets out of the Potemkin Buster's grasp there. Slowly driving things back with the hover dash pressure. BT retreating. Ooh, nice. Manages to cross over. Has the position they were forced out of. You know, sometimes you just gotta find one way to get out of the corner, no matter how costly it is. Very spooky, gets dragged to the ground there. Back to mid-screen again. There's that backdash after stroke getting caught by CS. It's happened 2 or 3 times now. And it's gonna be real spooky if BT keeps taking that. Have to find a new tack to... Ooh! Oh, you're 1 centimeter off the ground? Bet, let me hit HPB. Again, BT slowly using hover dash pressure to push Omdi Potemkin back. It's the JD. Of course, it's gonna spin. Finds a big JH. Omdi Potemkin has a bunch of meter converted. They want, and they do. They want blood. All of a sudden, all the work BT did to get here is just been matched and beaten by a burst bait. Omdi Potemkin is gaming tonight. There's a lot of pressure on BT at this point. Down 2 rounds, 2-0. We're moving into match 3, potentially final match of this set. Have to see what BT brings to the table. A lot of what they've been representing has been very taken care of very convincingly by Omdi Potemkin. The dives by 6Ps like that, or armor from Hammerfall. Omdi Potemkin, they get 50 meter. They want an HPV to turn things around. Very nice use of the armor to deal with the hover dash pressure. Backs off. Omdi Potemkin saw that coming from a mile away. They weren't moving. They were just waiting to react. What does that do to somebody? So many HPBs, one after the other, round after round. It really feels spooky for BT to deal with Ino's hover dash. Don't think we're gonna see using the flick to deal with Chemical Love. I wonder if that was an attempt to try and keep things more grounded with BT. See, now we're seeing more the likes of more 2Ks just kind of walking up and doing stuff, only really using the hover dashes to follow up for pressure combos. He has little hesitation on the hover dash there. You know, another 6P. Potemkin looks in control, but BT has advantage in terms of resources. The flick catches the jump. So this is BT's opportunity to bring things back, just a round. Just a Mega Fist back. It no longer is as strong of a low crush tool as it used to be, but it'll go over you if you're on the ground. If you're not fighting back against it, you're not gonna catch it. If you are, it's more likely to hit now. BT. You know, a situation with 15 meter, you know, if I was playing Eno, I'd have been real spooked. A BT with no fear at all, just going in, starting to fight back. We're seeing what could be a turnaround. Look at the bracket here. Keep things up to date. We have other half of the top 8 bracket ready to go. I'll queue y'all up in just a moment. Getting queued up here. Looks to be a round for Home D Potemkin, but BT laying aware of the Mega Fist. You know, Home D Potemkin making great use of that JS there. It's constantly sat half a screen away while someone's in the corner and just use it to bully. All out on the HTV. BT getting a confirm. Has meter. It does spend it. Nice hard knockdown. Okay to call out the backdash. Very nice. Ooh, using the armor again. And Home D Potemkin scoops defeat away from the jaws of victory for BT. Swaps it out for them. On set point again, BT. Yeah, has to spend burst there. It's a little spooky watching everything that's happening. It's going at such a fast clip. Who gets the scoop? Closes things out in with a plum. Target decommissioned. Thank you, Steve. Steve, unfortunately, will not be joining us in the top 8 this evening. Knocked out by Fat Cat Teddy in losers round 1. Alright, we are gonna have our matches come up momentarily. First, it will be Tilionvevfet versus Fat Cat Teddy. Then it will be Hobo Ninja versus Emoscoobydoo. Up. Who's that on the podium? Is that? Yeah, that's Tilionvevfet. Okay, Tilionvevfet is up. Alright, we should be good as soon as Teddy rolls up into the room. Tell you what, I've had a pretty busy start of the week here. I had to get some stuff done at the DMV. Thankfully, I didn't have to go in. Gonna be starting a little bit of physical therapy. I've been having some shoulder pain. It's very minor, very minor. It's not impeding me in any way. It's just been there, and I want to get it taken care of. And this Saturday, I'm gonna be going to Richmond for the second monthly in May. Never gone to it before, so I'll be looking forward to that. Enjoying that. Alright, we are in Potemkin? Excuse me? You know, sometimes when streams happen, you gotta get 3 Potemkins in a row. Eddie, taking a different tack than Home D Potemkin is. Maybe a little less eager to deflect projectiles. There's a reversal there. Teddy. Not quite able to control the air quite as well as Home Depot Potemkin was. Tried to go for a 6H. It's good for very preemptive air dashes, but Teddy with 100 meter to work with. Little drop there. Tilionvevfet hitting the main character power-up with Dragon Install. Teddy refusing to flick anything, except for Tilionvevfet themselves, it seems. Finds the follow-up Mega Fist. You know, what a call-out going for the Round Star Mega Fist. It's the sweep. I was saying earlier in regards to Puja Arc, you gotta be careful against characters who have moves at the range to catch things. Speaking of catching things, you're gonna catch a couple of these hands here. That closes it out. Teddy is up 1 already. And I'm gonna show the chat there for a second so you can see the call out. It was only there for just a little bit, but all I'm saying is that Teddy has never flicked a projectile while holding charge in his life. You know, C-Drive, you got a lot of... You've been saying a lot of things about how Teddy plays various characters, so it's, I'm looking forward to seeing when y'all play against each other at this bracket, at this next round even. It's gonna be funny. I didn't even catch the Mega Fist. Okay, there we go, there's a flick. Teddy's starting to adjust. Teddy, well known for having a revolving door of different characters. And you know, maybe it's not a revolving door. Maybe it's like a little clown car, a bunch of clowns come out, except, you know, Gold Lewis is coming out, Kai, Sin, Slayer. You can't wake up with that, Tilionvevfet. Wrong super to wake up with. Tilionvevfet running scared at round start, backing off. In the corner, this is a dire situation to be in. Finds a punish on the Mega Fist. The Hammerfall, excuse me. Alright, starting to take it back to mid-screen. Tilionvevfet regaining control of this match somewhat. There's definitely a little frazzle in their gameplay. There's some spaghetti on the ground. You know, it's spilling out of the pockets. Oh no, it's looking very spooky. Teddy looking to take the corner, and does with their meter. Gets the turnaround into the Potemkin Buster. Teddy up 2. We love when armor turns us around, don't we? And listen, all I'm saying is if Leo and Potemkin can get armor to turn them around, after a spin, Anji should face towards the opponent if he gets crossed up so that he can hit with fish on the right side. All I'm saying. Arxis. Arxis, please. Arxis. Alright, we're in match 3 of this set now. Very nice. Tilionvevfet taking... You can't say that, C-Drive. Jesus. Let me focus on commentating. I have to close chat. Tilionvevfet back in the corner. Ooh, very nice. Okay, you can wake up with Sacred Edge now and then as a treat. Oh my gosh, it's... Ooh, what a cancel to go over the Potemkin Buster? That was crazy. Gets caught by the shockwave. Teddy. There we go. That's the same tactic we've seen Home Depot Potemkin using. Bar slash for the anti-airs. And Tilionvevfet just man-fighting for their life, refusing to get grabbed. Using the health discrepancy to their advantage. There we go. Plenty of plus range there. Teddy says, you want to try and man-fight Potemkin? Bet. Put up your dukes. Tilionvevfet didn't have the resource to get a hard knockdown, but is finding very good punishes with the likes of Slidehead. Ooh, Teddy! There it is! Life looking pretty even now. You know, just collect the plus frames. I really appreciate the belligerence with which Tilionvevfet is using Sacred Edge on Wake Up. It's definitely a scary proposition to try and use it, but the fact that it's working, you know, it scares me. I wonder if it's supposed to be like, I wonder if Tilionvevfet is paying attention to the range that Teddy is standing at. You know, if he's trying to block a wake-up reversal and just using Sacred Edge to try and beat, like, a Kara Potbuster because it starts up a little bit slower. It's really gimmicky if that's the case. But using it this much, I really don't think it's any kind of call-out, but it's definitely made things happen. You think I'm reading too much into it? Well, I've been wrong about a lot of things before. Oh, a little too low. Remember, Potemkin got a bunch of changes right in this last couple patches, and one of them is that JD's hurt box is almost completely gone, so you gotta be very careful about trying to fight back against it. Let the man land, space yourself out. Getting the huge, you know, get the French cross up. Steve, when you do Wake Up Close Slash, it's because you flubbed Counter Super. As an Anji player, I can say that with confidence. It happens to me all the time too. Ooh, Tilionvevfet taking the corner. Teddy. Oh, very nice. Tilionvevfet. Watching for the Potemkin Buster. Not Potemkin Buster. Slide. Getting all my things mixed up. Hammerfall. Closing things out. And BT brought this up earlier. I wanted to touch on it. Hammerfall is way more punishable now. Minus 17. You gotta get a significant punish on it. In fact, if I recall correctly, Homedy Potemkin was on social media saying, hey, here's a punish you can get. You need to get your punishes. So, you know, shout out to the homie. Okay, Teddy's swapping characters. The clown Potemkin has retreated into the clown car, and a new clown is escaping the vehicle. It's Sin. God's silliest soldier has sallied forth. You know, not against Kai, not against the old man. He knows your tricks. Driver. The 2H. Tilionvevfet has all kinds of tools they're using to check Elk Hunt there. It's working out real nice for them, and I think, with this kind of careful spacing and play, Tilionvevfet may be able to turn things around from what looked like a very dire set 10 minutes ago. And the reversal though, Teddy manages to provoke a burst of passion. Using that 5K to great effect, Tilionvevfet. Just keeping it clean and going for the angles every single time. Sin, what did your ankles do to your dad? Okay, now it's, I see. That's what his ankles did. He's fighting back by going for the legs as well this time. Oh, gets a big punish. They say the huge force the burst out of Teddy. And again, respecting the Wake Up Sacred Edge. Teddy could lose here. Tilionvevfet is on set point. If this Tyrant Barrel clean hits, I don't quite think it would have killed, but we you know... Oh, no stamina! Unable to cancel! And you know, the 5K's long active time works against it. Tilionvevfet not able to power through the YRC. We're in a double Luigi situation here. In the ranged game. There we go. Maybe at that spacing, trying to fish for an elf hunt. His DPs from downtown gets a big close slash. This is what Teddy needs. Has a stock of stamina. Could make things really big. And does with a big pirate barrel. Tilionvevfet on the back foot now. Oh, just gets caught by the close slash, catching the backdash. A little bar slash after some spaghetti. Tilionvevfet was on the cusp of victory and just had it turned around so quickly by this Sin Kisk champion. All right, Hobo Ninja and Emoscoobydoo. Gonna swap it up now. Listen, I've been hating on Sin basically forever, honestly. I've been hating Sin ever since that character dropped. I am Sin's strongest hater, so... Another Eno Potemkin matchup. You know, it is what it is.
Mankind knew that they cannot change.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
These garish contrast of colors here. I think pink and white is good when it goes together, when you use it well. I have a friend who, for his wedding, had this real crisp white and pink tuxedo with black pants. Real good. Well, I guess Emoscoobydoo's white clothes are stained red now. Completely dead after that very quick opening round. Hobo Ninja does not want any part of the wall sump setups. You know, you gotta fight back at some point, and Hobo Ninja taking a little slower than you might want to. Yeah, Hammerfall break, armor break. You used, Humpty Potemkin was, as they were saying, it's very strong, was in fact using it to great effect against BT earlier. Scooby-Doo finding, cracking the armor to wriggle on in against Hobo Ninja, taking them to the corner. With the big hands. Duel 3. Nice way to start off this streamed match, coming directly to you. Hobo Ninja. Where's the burst? Not quite timing the flick properly. Does fight their way out of the corner. Tickles a burst on out of Emoscoobydoo. Too high to do the loops. Force suspend meter. You know, collect the hard knockdown. Don't hate that. With the under BRC, gotta wait out the whole time and not YRC accidentally. Great use of armor there. Hobo Ninja fighting back. Perhaps looking for a reversal. Getting a knockdown from downtown. Goes under it, very nice. Emoscoobydoo rotating options quite well to deal with everything that Potemkin brings to the table. Scooby-Doo chalks one up. I know Emoscoobydoo's been saying lately they feel like they've been in a bit of a slump in regards to their game, but that was a splendid round to close the first match of this set out on. Their first streamed match of the evening. I believe the only gamer who's not shown up on stream this evening was Stinky Steve. Unfortunate, but, you know, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, the way things turn out. Goes under the flick. Gaining pressure with the MLA. Hobo Ninja doesn't have the meter to try HPB all out against it. Okay, fighting back now. Slowly trying to work their way out. Oh no, never mind. You're in here with me. Off suspend the meter. Not quite able to kill, and now Emoscoobydoo. Emoscoobydoo spent their meter, though. I think, yeah, they're able to close it out. This will close it out. No, they didn't spend the meter. Both these gamers. Ooh. Not spending the meter to try and do anything at the round start. That's dire for Hobo Ninja. Ooh, goes over the slide head Quake. Scooby-Doo getting in there, continuing the rush down. No Oki against this reversal-less character. I really like the use of Stroke mixed up with the Hover Dash to go under these 5Ps. Ooh! 5P is a strong anti-air for this character, but as Potemkin's fastest attack, that's his primary option to mash, and if you use Stroke, then you can find a little hole in the armor, because it can be low profile. Like looking even, Hobo Ninja could rob things here. There's a 6P. It goes under it, low profiles it. Unless Scooby-Doo. Ooh, it gets a drop. Just the knee. Hobo Ninja may be able to rob here. Spins the meter. Gets a scoop and does indeed need to report a robbery in progress. This is good spacing from Emoscoobydoo. Going for a lot of resets in the corner. No, against reset, against, as a mix-up character, you want it. There we go, goes for a reset to get some Oki. Hobo Ninja finds the sweet gold burst. That's... Oh! You know, I really respect how Emoscoobydoo is playing very patient. Not trying to overcommit to stuff while on the defensive against Potemkin. Emoscoobydoo turning the tables. What looked like round Hobo Ninja would have been able to take for themselves. Turning it into a victory. I definitely think that patience is the key against these powerful characters with powerful options at the mid-range, like Potemkin. Really damaging, really strong potential to turn things around off one touch. You gotta play patient, because the fear of them baiting... Surely that was an HP. That was a PB. I'm getting a little too hype. I'm thinking Hobo Ninja has meter 10 seconds in. Interesting. Using the note to go over the flick. Not quite in range. Scoop. But does get the projectiles. Follow up on the Megalomania. We're seeing a little bit of drops here and there from Hobo Ninja. Emoscoobydoo is on set point. Hobo Ninja is taking offense here. Emoscoobydoo playing nice and patient. Just using chemical loves from a range too far to hammer fall through. Hammer falling in. Hobo Ninja. Ooh. Not quite in range to get the blue Wild Assault. It's rapidly falling apart. Hobo Ninja getting worn down by Emoscoobydoo. No resources to work with, but surely we'll be able to close things out off of one more touch. Of course, the opposite is true as well. But it's Emoscoobydoo that finds the touch first. 3-0. Back to the lobby. Hobo Ninja going home. Now we've got our loser side top 8 all square to go. before that happens, why don't we battle it out in winners finals? Guts versus Home D. Potemkin for winners finals. Come on down, fellas. Where do you think a Hobo Ninja lives? You know, I've been meditating on this for a while, but when it comes to like these I do losers quarters first because I wanna mix it up. So I've been thinking about this. If you think about it, aren't all these rogue ninja and whatever, aren't they technically homeless? Isn't that technically how it goes? I mean, they're drifters. They gotta find their way around. Oops. Here we go. In my walls? Jeez. Well, I mean, I guess I'll set up a motion detector or something. Alright, we got Home D. Potemkin with a most unusual character choice right now. Venom. Against Guts Happy Chaos. If there's one thing that I can say, it's that the local Richmond people were way back when were arguing over how powerful this Venom character was going to be, and one of them was saying, I think he's got the tools to be really strong. Other one was saying, like, you know, I think he'll be mid-high at best. And you know what? The person who said mid-high at best turned around maybe 2 days ago and said, I told you so. And that person's name was Margarita Love and Destroy, our very own. I will give it up for that Ravatna run out being a tricky option at the long-range vacuum. But Guts has the option to beat the rapid-fire charge pool balls. Nah, you're not gonna pull a sneaky Pete on this character. You're gonna have to fight Happy Chaos straight up. Really, it's Guts who's managed to break first and has the pressure against Home D. Potemkin. Ooh, gets a scoop. Alright, someone's been practicing some setups here and there. Tries to get the run-up throw, it doesn't work. Ooh, gets clipped by the 5K. I tell you what, I haven't really commentated Venom before, so it's gonna be a learning experience for me. Unless Home D. Potemkin swaps off right away, Guts chalks up the first win. I will say that if Home D. Potemkin swaps off right away, I won't have to... No, it looks like I will get a chance to keep using tortured billiard terminology. Goes for the quick bar slash. No scratches here. It counts as a... It's a big counter hit to start with, and that's a huge chunk of damage. Remember, this character, Venom, is on the lower side when it comes to damage, so counter hits will be a big get for Home D. Potemkin here. Dark Angel. You know, after looking up all the billiard terms, it's nice to know what exactly on the hill means in terms of the terminology. The pressure going, but Home D. Potemkin finding a scoop. Very nice. Go for the run out here. The extra damage with the billiard balls. Not quite enough to kill. Ooh, the behind the back? The no look? The trick shot? Omdi Potemkin. Looking nice and very tricky with it. I said no Sneaky Pete earlier, but, you know, maybe the world will come to that. Gus doesn't want any of that, though. It's a quick wall break. Ooh, the whipped gunshot at close range, but into the perfect. Remember, the gunshot has RNG, so sometimes something like that can happen. Goes under. Just a 5 feet to check Venom's air moves there. Guts protecting their space with the 2S. It's the roll. Will close, not close things out, but will, no, not quite close enough to wall break. Thought for sure that would be the case, but Guts holding their ground. There we go. There's the wall break we were looking for. What's going to happen here is... Will we see? Will we see? We will see. We will see Potemkin. Alright, Guts sticking with Potemkin.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
Guts hesitating to pull out the gun immediately. Put in the corner. Ooh, just look at this patience from Home Depot Potemkin. Doesn't pay off. Gives Guts the breathing room that they need to start their offense, get things turned around, quite literally, now taking Deep Potemkin to the very corner they were controlling earlier. Ben's burst, this... Ooh, it doesn't look like that's gonna pay off. Left on set point. Gets the J2K. Anti-air caught. Ooh, the call-out? You know, if there's one thing Happy Chaos wants to do, it's jump at JS. If Home Depot Potemkin has meter to catch that backdash, oh my gosh, this man is Omega dead. Home Depot Potemkin threatening to turn things around. Maybe expecting a run-up of sorts to catch with that Potemkin Buster. Oh, nice deflect! Home Depot Potemkin was talking about that in chat earlier, that this character makes great use of deflect. Getting the roll though, Guts. Close. Closer to the corner than they were a minute ago. Ah, nah, they're pushing their way out now. You know, unfortunate throw with their Guts. Will be able to close things out here with this super. That's Guts 3-0 into Grand Finals. Will they meet again, though? We'll have to see how the bracket plays out. We'll be moving into losers quarters right now. C-Drive versus Fat Cat Teddy will be our first match on stream. After that, BT, Emoscoobydoo, the mirror match, the potential, now the guaranteed team kill in an Eno mirror. C-Drive already on player one side. Likely with the Bedman theme to stop Fat Cat Teddy from playing some horrendous abomination of music, as they're wont to do. What do we see? Versus Johnny? Alright. Keep it down. We got all kinds of different characters coming out of the clown car now. This building before we go into the match. You know, I dig it, C-Drive. That's a great image there. Moving into losers' quarters now. C-Drives. Petty. Bedman theme. Let's rock. The lightning quick 6k to gain. It goes under the Incenga. Good 6p. Interesting maneuver there. Quick early spend of the security gauge. Wonder if there was some kind of potential call out for burst there, but I can't quite think of why that would be. C-Drive. Clearly with enough damage now. Has a round under the belt. 2S. Go under that 6p. It's a strong button, great range, a little on the slow side, and you can easily use FD to push Johnny out a little bit. And positioning is crucial for this character. This character needs to be able to confirm into the big normals. Goes over. Nice cross up. Nice setup for the drone to do its thing. Gets the reversal going. Teddy. Reset this score. He didn't see anything. Teddy just standing there, like, nah, I'll take it. This ain't nothing to me, man. Now backing off. You... Okay. Keep it down out there. Starting off with the White Wild Assault, getting in there. You never see double KOs in this game. Take a snapshot, folks. Eddie has the wall break. Not the biggest amount of damage there. Life is pretty even, all told. Now it's starting to look more dire for C-Drive. The super wall break. The PRC off the super there. C-Drive. Ooh, it's got out of the Wild Assault startup. And that's going to be huge. Teddy will be able to kill off that. Remember, supers don't scale at all in this game when you RC them. They just get the full damage bonus. Hey, in some previous Guilty Gear games, supers have even decreased the scaling on your follow-ups from them. But all of them, it's basically impossible to get a realistic situation where that would turn into more damage. Very niche. XP to start things off. Likely to stop the same 6k we saw starting the party previous round for Teddy. Previous match Teddy. Excuse me. Teddy. Playing a nice range game here, stopping C-Drive from really getting any kind of momentum going. Using the card's a great effect as well. Not that card though. That's XP. Bet for sure that was supposed to be an overhead. Just a little fumble there. Petty halfway to victory. This gets clobbered by the flying BT. Big pendulum swinging. C-Drive fighting back though. White Wild Assault to start the party. I tell you, C-Drive has been pretty more aggressive starting off the rounds in this match. That's 6p under the Roman cancel to drift forward and go under the Mistfinder. Very active 2H to catch backdashes. Petty controlling space, zooming in. Gets a scoop, card on the table likely, yes. Hacks off. Doesn't fold, but You know, I don't think that was the most necessary way to go about that, but you know, if it seals the deal for you, C-Drive, whatever makes you feel good.
Duel 1.
Match 2 of Fuse's quarters. D-Drive has the pressure early. Eddie's fighting back, though. It feels almost like it's a repeat of what we've seen with the Eno matches, where at some point you gotta fight back against this big man. Get the scoop. Part on the table. Goes for the overhead. The high roll. Jumps in. D-Drive not even gonna spend... Or would you spend there? Of course they're not gonna spend any burst. Not at that point. Not when health is that low. D-Drive under pressure, using White Wild Assault to get out. Getting juggled like a beach ball, like it's Third Striker watching Hugo getting juggled by Makoto here. Shoot the J. What's my name? Deflect to get out. C-Drive looking to not make so committal a defensive option as go for a wake-up burst. Throw pressure Teddy with meter. Oh no, this is C-Drive dead for sure. Bro, the taunt? I didn't even know you could taunt after the round that closed out the match. To the dungeon with you. Wait, it works even if you don't have it bound? That's wild. I didn't know that. That is wild. So the overhead with the card on the table. C-Drive just choosing to blast their way out. Yeah, I know about the bug. I know it randomizes your inputs, but I had no idea that it could, I had no idea that it could do inputs that you didn't even have bound. That's crazy. Let's focus on the match here. Under drone pressure, Teddy opts to YRC. D-Drive obliges. Teddy with 50 meter to work with. Okay, that'll kill for sure. Through the wall with you. Heading on set point. D-Drive playing patient and backing off. The big BT from above. And this is C-Drive's game. This is what Gold Lewis loves to see. Do think Teddy is spending FD really well to push D-Drive out. D-Drive. Nah, just fight their way out. I'm gonna say Teddy's looking to try and wrangle that burst any way he can, make things even. But no dice last round. Now we see the burst come out. Teddy spends, dares in turn. It looks like the advantage here is going to Teddy. D-Drive, working with about a quarter of their life left. Teddy looking much more healthy. Ooh. Like double down on that card there, even though there was no proper pressure to get a card going there. And that paid dividends for Fat Cat Teddy cashing out. Taking the trick that is round 3. This first to 5. This first to 3, excuse me. With that C drive, leaves the room. Alright. BT, Emoscoobydoo. It's time. Teddy, you must step down from the podium. Thank you. There we go. And you know, this is a repeat of a match we've seen plenty of times before. And I don't just mean mirrors. I say that because both these gamers have played each other before a couple times. The Eno mirror. The team kill. BT versus Emoscoobydoo.
Mankind knew.
Duel 1.
Okay, I dig the music choice there. Midnight Carnival for the Eno mirror, you know. We're gonna see a pretty pensive match for a little while, I think. Eno's 2H, being a very good anti-rushdown tool, will stop the likes of Stroke from getting in. So I think we will be seeing... Yeah. Note versus Chemical Love in neutral to kind of establish dominance through spacing. What is established dominance now is BT. It's a kill. Eno's Far Slash, also uniquely disjointed, but it takes a while for the full amount of the full distance of the move's hitbox to come out. I believe it's frame 13 or 14 that it fully extends. Oh, fakes the burst. Doesn't get anything meaningful off it, just a little bit of initiative. Just... I say Eno. BT just goes low and manages to break Emoscoobydoo's ankle to chalk up the first W. BT starting off strong.
Duel 1.
We'll see who wins this back and forth game of rushdown and zoning yet. He takes initiative. Small little attempt of a throw there. BT makes the burst. This is big. This is big. Scooby-Doo really on the back foot now. Resource discrepancy evening up nice and easy. Scooby-Doo still has a little more burst, so we may see an early deflect. Just holding on to it and wait for the burst. Quick little 55, 60% from BT. It's a big life lead. Scooby-Doo going in regardless of what kind of meter reversal options BT has to work with. We'll see if that pays dividends or not, whether or not Oki is on the table. Stuff hovers over. There we go, we're starting to see the zoning war happen. Ooh, just goes under the note with the stroke. BT, well in control of this set so far, 2-0. See what kind of rallying Emoscoobydoo will be able to come up with, or whether or not BT stay in control for the whole set as we move on to match 3 of this first to 3, best of 5. Scooby-Doo holding onto their burst wisely. Spotted an opportunity to fight their way out. Now spends it down to about a third of their life, 25% now. BT pouring on the pressure. Good 6p from Emoscoobydoo. YRC to try and take back pressure and does so. Emoscoobydoo really in it now. Good check with the 5p. Anytime you see a redash from Eno, there is some fighting back you can do. Ooh, goes under the chemical lug. Very nice. Now finds... Oh, MLA. Backdash BRC to stay alive. Gets shot down by the chemical lug. BT on set point now. Has a resource advantage. Scooby-Doo repelled by burst. BT turned that minor life lead into a disadvantage. Emoscoobydoo down to about half their health. Has more burst gauge to work with. Again, we see the going under with the stroke to go under these notes, to go under these chemical lugs. Scooby-Doo has the corner. Again, off to just go in. BT not using the reversal at all. Need to get their way out with YRC. Emoscoobydoo, very nice. Finding the stroke to escape. Threatening to turn things around. Take control of the set. Oh, but BT. Good block on the JD, but gets punished by the follow-up. A third of their life left. No, 25, 30%. Emoscoobydoo draining rapidly. Old burst. Like Emoscoobydoo's last gasp. Spending all of their resources. Emoscoobydoo does get the punish on the reversal, but looks like just a little awkward landing led to loss of initiative and the punish that led to the game. That took BT's count up to 3. BT moving on. Loser semis coming up now. BT versus Fat Cat Teddy. BT holding player one's side. Has heard the horror stories about Teddy's taste in music. Refuses to yield. BT versus Fat Cat Teddy. Loser semis.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
Two white-clad combatants. Fought by the Ensenga. Such a versatile move. Very difficult to deal with. I'm looking a little more even than you'd think. BT's the first to break the stalemate. Gets the corner. Bending meter. Should be able to safe jump anything that Teddy tries to reversal with. Quite able to close out, yep. And he's a high health character for some reason. Nice use of PRC to stay safe. At 6p. BT on the back foot now. Teddy could easily take this set. And that's off a throw? I did a grip. Goes low to call out the stroke the big tree. Ooh. Look at that movement. A bluff under the card pressure. Now does select everything they wagered there. Convert into the J. Teddy. Just a far slash. Close things out. Taking the first match of this set. BT. Almost yielding player one side. Go straight back in.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
Laying low, make sure not to stroke this time. Teddy, seems to me like Teddy following up most rounds with similar round starts from time to time. A 6K the previous match, 6K the game after that. Now 2 low missed fighters in a row. Interesting, interesting. Woo-hoo. A little bit of clever movement from BT. Trying to joust out of Teddy's way. They have a life lead, BT. Teddy rapidly gaining resources, though. Out with a dive, though. Very similar to what we've seen, what you might see at Chip do. Ooh, catches the stroke with the J. To close out, but just managed to close things out with the follow-up. The big damage from this man. Oh, caught with the Ensenga. That could have been very scary if Teddy had gotten the conversion. Teddy opting to hold on to the meter. Goes under the bar slash, goes over the 2S. BT making great use of the movement that Eno has to work with. Calls out the burst with the RC. Teddy will close things out here. Beware the Queen of Spades. Perfect card. Johnny needed. BT. Teddy's realized that BT is not going to yield player one side no matter what. Didn't even try to disengage from the podium this time. This is match 3.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
This first of 3 in loser semis. BT breaking the ankles. BT continuing to break Johnny's ankles. Johnny's knees are like completely destroyed at this point in time. Using to back off now. It's shot down by the missed finer though. It looks like this finer may be a more potent tool in this matchup. Punished though. BT managing to close things out. Momentum swinging their direction. Her sultry performance can be quite difficult to punish. He's only able to get pressure, but no, Johnny's pressure is what it is. What it is deadly. Under the card, will get conversion into the wall break. Teddy, quite at full like. Very close though. Just misfinering to catch an errant chemical lover note. Goes low this time. Yeah, Johnny's super is not like it was in plus R or XR. It was like -6 or something ridiculous. Locks the overhead, goes under the far slash. Again, BT making great use of the movement and evasive properties this character has. We'll have to find an opportunity to make it happen again. They're sitting in a 1 interaction situation. Backing off. Surrendering a lot of space, but finding their way back in after, oh, the card toss, but unfortunately, the call-out reversal super. Shoot the J. BT. Eliminated from the bracket. Back at Teddy. Now, this Johnny champion. I reiterate, you know, Listen, I'm getting vibes of something here that I won't bring up first. I don't want to inject politics into my commentary. Alrighty, we're moving on to losers finals now. BT, in one last act of defiance, refusing to surrender player one side as long as possible, and it looks like their death was not in vain. Teddy does not get player one side. Homedy Potemkin manages to claim it in time. Venom theme, no birthday train this evening. Go straight under the card. Ooh, just a run-up scoop. Potemkin may find it hard to defend their space against this character that can move the way he does. I've never seen someone want to burst so hard before in my life. Now Teddy will get the card. King of Hearts. Has one match, round under the belt, excuse me. Except for the scoop. This armor through the Ensenga. We've seen this armor on Hammerfall used to great effect in the past couple. Woo! From Potemkin playing with fire. Going for the little buffer. Now just going for Potbuster. I don't think this is gonna kill. Johnny has too much life. Johnny has too much life. Yeah, I told you so. Not even close. Hand him over. Does get the follow-up close slash. Even Stevens as we move towards the end of the first match of this set. A little delay there. Teddy backdashing for their life and getting out. Only puts them further in the corner though. It's very spooky against Potemkin. I mean, how else are you gonna close it out? Homedy Potemkin. Drawing first blood. Teddy's sticking with Johnny, though. You know, the armor on Hammerfall break there can make certain attempts to fight back against Potemkin in neutral very spooky. Especially combined with the armor on Potemkin Buster. Teddy's playing a very active defense. Lots of movement. His armor's through. Oh my gosh, really? Had to be intentional, right? To draw out the burst? Oh my gosh, I've never seen something like that to call out the vault before. Try and fight back against it. But you know, thinking about it, better than trying to 6P it and getting hit by the card, isn't it? Interesting option. Interesting maneuver from Homedy Potemkin. Checking the dash with 5P. Get the scoop. Oh my gosh. This walk down, I feel like Homedy Potemkin maybe taking the intimidation a little too far. Goes for the feet. I feel like it's a little hard to squeeze in commentary here because every hit is so brutal and kind of speaks for itself. Nothing fancy going on, just two guys slugging. Not in this match anyway. Not in this set anyway. We've seen PK Misfinder OP, just not yet in this match. Oh yeah, has the meter too. No, doesn't quite kill. Deep Potemkin attempting to use the HPB's invincibility to fight their way through. Unfortunately, doesn't manage to get it to work out. Not necessarily the invincibility from HPB itself, but to kind of get out of jail free to allow a follow-up. Well, it's Home Depot Potemkin's turn to think about adjustments.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
On startup, I feel like that's what Home Depot Potemkin did last time, and Teddy does have the solution for Hammerfall's armor, I think. Great start from Home Depot Potemkin, though. About 20% left in Johnny's tank. Jeez. The hammer fall and then the break to armor through the Misfiner and then the card follow-up. Oh, looking to... Oh no, canceled too early! What happened? I've never seen that before. A little bit of silliness happening with the RC throw, land the throw. Good 5P check, stopping Teddy from fighting through the armor. Now using the armor to great effect. Deep Potemkin looking in control. Up around. I really do like the overt wiggling that Home Depot Potemkin is doing to try and provoke different things. It's this kind of psychological bullying, you know. I mean, most bullying is psychological now I think about it. Not all bullying, just most of it. Teddy back in, though, not swapping out Johnny. Perhaps feeling... You cannot bully an idiot. Especially when drunk? Oh, no. Oh, boy. This for an early buster. We may be seeing... No, not quite. We saw, must be a PRC HPV. Now out of the corner. Ooh. There we go. Nice use of the 5K. Active button to check the dash. Kitty getting card confirmed for big damage. They'll further the lead in just a moment here, especially with all those resources. Positive to boot. Be taking advantage. Not able to get a super wall break because of the card pop. Finding the opportunity to fight back with a close slash. Oh, wow, what a great exchange of RCs there. I really like what we saw there. That was so technical. It was over in a flash. I didn't even have time to talk about it. Unfortunately, with close slash so active from Johnny. HPB PRC is not unbeatable. A very active move like a close slash can beat it. I do it all the time with Anji, so You just gotta know when to time it right, or try and get really pushy. Duel 2-2 now. We're in match 5. The Charge Dust? Untitled can burst immediately. Does not want Teddy to get positive. Teddy goes under the Incendia with armor. Gets the PB. You know, it's a fair call out. Hammerfall to punish the backdash after Incendia. And finding the punish on that very difficult to punish JD by just spacing out. 6k anti-air will convert. Teddy on set point with this super wall break. Not quite in range to get the PB, not in range to get the throw. It's all going wrong for Homesy Potemkin at this gesture in time. Risk is cranked. Oh! And with the current super, oh my gosh. Homesy Potemkin, it's looking absolutely dire for Homesy Potemkin enjoyers. Has burst though. Doesn't quite get the Garuda. Teddy finding a nice safe space, then just runs in. Oh my gosh, and Senga counter hit starter? Oh, yeah, you have to burst there. You will die. Old breaths gets the Potemkin Buster. One last gasp for Homesy Potemkin. Has the meter to turn things around. Oh, quite in range. Teddy 3-2. Homesy Potemkin enjoyers, you know, pour one out. I'm only talking about Homesy Potemkin here because the entire crowd, the entire Twitch chat is like booing Johnny, hating on Johnny. Like the tide has turned. It's nobody is pleased with this turn of events. Okay, it's Guts' turn to play Teddy now as we move into Grand Finals. Homesy Potemkin will take third. Appreciate you showing up. But we will be seeing you move along now. Again, thank you very much for coming. It's a privilege and a pleasure as always. But now we move into last match of the evening. Alt F4 tradition. Come on now. Is there an Alt F4 tradition? This is the first I'm hearing of it. $6K. Alright, Guts has entered the room. Unfortunately, entering too late stopped Teddy from taking player 1 side. Get yourself some good dinner.
Duel 1.
Okay, Leo. This is the character that Guts swapped to for this patch. And I think against Johnny, it may be the call. Leo is big and bulky, has high health. Use the flash kick. What's a BRC overhead? Not looking to get the wall break. Not yet, anyway. Only wants that to close things out. Go over here, bolt to close things out. Remember that dust carrot, that sweet from Leo carries a bunch of momentum. Jesus. Just an emergency alert. Don't worry about anything. You're the crap out of me. We've got a flood warning here for about another 20 minutes where I live, so yeah, sure, I'll put Venom down for you. Goodness, I'm sure you can hear that now. That's oh, gets the parry. The really spooky option from Leo there. All right. All short with the sweep. Just shoot down the reversal. What's the guard point, though? Leo has a lot of good, interesting defensive options that can be mixed in with offense. Ooh, it's caught by the hard pop there. Guts is looking to be in a bit of a dire spot right now. This won't kill. It's darn close, though. This runs up scoops. This will get... That's huge! I think he managed to get the cross-up and has the means and the ends to close things out. Leo looking to be a good pick for Guts. They take the first match of this set, the first of 3 that they need to close things out. If you hear some rustling, I'm just getting a little bit of this dried cherries. Best. Don't mind me.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, nice tech. Both these characters love to dash up, as they want to do. Big steppies for both of them. That's refusing to get sent through the wall just yet. He's 5k to close the distance. Now Teddy has a bunch of meter to work with, and this is a real spooky situation to be in for Guts. No, just flash kick out. Scary for you, maybe. Oh my gosh, this man is dead. As a 100 meter, you know... I don't think he even needed to hit any buttons there. The scoops. That's the advantage here. Will get the wall break. Meter advantage as well. Might be anti-air. You love to see it. Big bonk. Not able to get the pickup though. Trying to take the wall. Not a whole lot of damage. Let's have the positive to work with though. Rapidly gaining burst. A little bit of juking back and forth. Ooh. There we go. That's finding the cross-up, Teddy with meter, though, could... Oh my gosh, this is a scary amount of meter. Guts has to play real careful. Teddy spending and spending. I don't think this will get through the wall, will it? Okay, not quite. Otherwise, Guts would have been out. Manages to find the dust. The run-up dust. Teddy with 1 on the board. Things go. You people crack me up.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Got a funny message from Discord from one of you gamers. I won't reveal it yet. Teddy. There's a card on the table, gets clipped by the flash kick. Manages to aim for the ankles. Why'd that do so much? Oh, it beats the reversal? Oh, I thought that was a crouch block. I guess he was doing 2K. Ooh, back against the wall. Alright, Guts is trying to get some initiative started. Nice back turn. Remember, this character is very plus off of the different stuff they can do in back turn. Damn, the coast to coast? Tilionvevfet to close it out? Not close it out, but you know what I mean. Get the wall break, start more momentum, steal the corner, crosses through again. Another one. Ooh. Pretty good distance until the vault happens. Little drop there on the pickup. Teddy still in a good position, playing very careful, watching out for anything like a flash kick. Card on the table. No, not watching out for a flash kick this time. There's the cross up. And he forced to burst at this juncture in time. Teddy has 100 meter again, somehow. When does this guy run out of meter? This Johnny character. Alright, it's looking like Guts' game there as long as no reversals happen. Listen, Guts, I know what you're up against in regards to meter gain. Not because I play against characters with high meter gain ever, but I played this Nago at the monthly one time in final match of the bracket. I ended up winning the whole bracket, but the Nago player at the end of everything turned to me, looked at me and said, I want you to be real with me. When does this character run out of meter? And I told him, you know, Anji is carried by his meter gain, so I understand what you're up against. Remember, Johnny has the stronger round start option, the strong 9-frame far slash. But Leo, I think, because of how momentum carries, can have just a little more explosive neutral, unless there's meter to work with. Yeah, if this Leo character runs up and gets a DP, the party has started. And you know those German parties. Absolutely crazy. They have the techno, and hey, gets us on set point. Tournament point, even. Ooh, gets the wild assault. Not a whole lot of damage, as Wild Assault does scale the combos, but positive is going to pay dividends for Guts big. Looking out for burst, just gets back thrown though. Teddy seems to have a good idea of what's going on in Guts' mind. Just runs up, not even trying to play around the card. Likely aware of the amount of fuzzy throw that Guts is doing. Now Guts is the one to get their burst going. Not a whole lot of damage. Remember, positive boosts your defense as well. So I think even if that hadn't... Well, no. Guts would have died. If there was a situation where they wouldn't have gotten broken through the wall. Teddy wants to turn this around, though. Halfway to a reset now. Guts needs to take initiative. Take a big advantage of this wall break. Down to about 40-45% of their life now, Johnny. Teddy just goes for a throw, and it pays dividends, even on Wake Up. Good tech. 5k punish, scouting for a burst that never came. Now there it is. Oh, this is it for sure. The 2D counter hit for Leo. That's that. Guts 3-1 is WeebCup 197 champion. And that's that. Guts, it's been a little while since they come through, but they came back with aplomb. getting first place, not even allowing for a bracket reset. We've seen a few of those over the past few weeks. But, you know, we're not going to allow it this time. Folks, that's going to do it for us this evening. I appreciate every last one of you for coming through, spectating in chat, playing in the bracket, coming through. Yeah, we're real close to 200. I don't know if I have anything special planned. You know, 200 is probably going to be the first one where Unika is going to be legal. So, you know, maybe something special. Maybe I'll force you to do an all Unika bracket for 200. Anyway, that's going to do it for us this evening. I will get to work on a top 8er right away, right after this. In the meantime, it's time to send y'all somewhere else for the evening. And where am I going to send y'all this evening? Bracket About Nothing is not doing its beginners bracket, so I'm not going to send y'all over there. I really do like to not send y'all over to someone else who's playing Guilty Gear, but 10A has a really good title, so I'm considering it. I'll have to see what else is available. I sent people over to Dot last time, so I don't think I will this time. I will send y'all over to 10A. Tell him how much you love his stream title, and tell him what's good for me. I will see y'all when I see y'all, and when I see y'all will probably be next Tuesday for WeebCup 198. I'll work on the bracket as soon as I can. Y'all have a good evening. Take care.